They're the four different parts to it. The Wushu, just to hook them in, to get them warmed up and moving, to get the activity levels up. Skill acquisition, that's what we would normally do in school, so we just film the demonstrations and talk that we would normally give and set them off with that. Then there would be the actual application of that learned skill for them to judge how well they are doing, and then finally that beat the teacher just a little bit. Hi guys, Johnny here from the PE Tutor. Thought I'd jump on today and talk you through a little bit about how we design our home learning lessons and what it is that we actually send out to families or the children, and what it is that they see from their side, just to give teachers an idea of what else or what other schools are doing, and if you're a parent watching this, just so you get to know a little bit of the rationale behind what we're doing or why we're doing what we are doing. So I thought I'd walk you through the screen here, and straight away I do use Google Slides. So it's editable, it is live. I know I've already spoken a little bit about how Teams can be useful for working on it as a group of people. Google Slides works very similarly, where you can build it and then share that link with whoever you want, and then they can pick up the baton and carry on editing as well. Another reason for using Google Slides is that you can publish it to the web, which means that you can create links or attractive slides which are very accessible. So all you need to do in the end is actually send that single URL link to the child or to the student, and if they click on that link, then it takes them to that online PowerPoint slide, and you can actually embed videos so easily because it is all online. You can embed videos for them to watch, and you can really build out a suitable lesson for them. So I'll jump in and I'll quickly show you what we do. So this is just a sample lesson, but we try to have 4 components to our lessons, and this could take anywhere from 45 minutes up to 2 or 3 hours, depending on the age of the child and how much they buy into it. But of course it does depend on the activity that you set and the different time frames that you expect them to have things done. But the first thing is a Wushu, which is a wake up, shake up. So the first thing that we do is film a 10-minute workout, and all you need to do is, in order to put it into the slide, is insert a video, and then what you can do is by the URL. So then if you can find, if you have a YouTube page, so what we have is a school YouTube page which we all have access to in the department, and we just upload all of the videos that we need to this library. Okay, so anyone making the lessons can access any of the lessons at any time. Okay, so it's just this library there for us to use. So I filmed a Wushu earlier, so wake up, shake up, and what I just do is go into the YouTube page that we have. We get the link, and then what that means is I can then insert that onto here. There you go. You can see what the video is going to look like. Select, and then that's going to load up on that page. So then all that's left for you to do is, if you want to resize it or perhaps add some extra instructions around it, then you can, but it might just be first thing to complete is the 10-minute Wushu for the day. Good luck. We center that. So that can just go underneath the video. So what you might be thinking is, although this is a quick process in putting it together, yes, there is a little bit of time in actually creating the videos that you're going to be uploading and referencing to, but it does mean that your students are seeing you do it. So if I just quick press play there, and that's going to load up what the video is. Just a 10-minute workout. 10-minute workout with the relevant instructions already inside of it, so you just need to set them off and go then. Next part we then try and do is more linked to the curriculum. So this is what we would be teaching in school at this point in time, which at the moment is striking and fielding. So it would be, let's say, the LO of underarm bowl in rounders, and it would be the technique. Okay, so you could set this for, this could be a year 2 lesson, year 3 lesson, doesn't really matter, but we're basically looking for the steps that they can complete. So step 1, let's put 2 in there, and then a 3, make this box a little bit bigger, across. And then, again, using that YouTube video library that we have already added to and worked on, we would then grab the links for the relevant videos. If I just grab one from our video, there you go, shareable link, and then add that, insert, video, by URL, paste that URL from the video, and there you can see one of the team members doing his demonstration of, we call it Pikachu training. So our whole concept with the year 1s and 2s is it's Pokemon World, and they need to throw a ball in a certain way in order to catch a certain Pokemon, and they can gradually level up as they get older to be able to catch more Pokemon. Something a little bit silly, a little bit fictional, but it gets their buy-in. So then you can just post there. There's that video of step number 1. If you wanted to, you can expand that so they can watch that full screen. But you can then just leave underneath it a couple of the key teaching points. So key teaching points, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can repeat that for each episode or each part of the lesson that you want them to be doing. So it could be the first, without the ball throwing technique, then it could be a simple underarm throw, and then you might decide to extend it a little bit in that third part of the skill acquisition. And you're just setting them the activities like you would in a practical lesson. Obviously, we do need to bear in mind that they might have limited equipment, so as far as possible, we try and use the bare necessities, or the bare essentials for teaching. So you can see in that picture there, hopefully, it's just a tennis ball, and I think it's a garden hose, in fact, that my colleague's using there, just to try and keep the space confined and to help improve that accuracy. So that's your 1, 2, 3, your steps, your teaching steps. Then what we try and do is come up with a skill application. So for this one here, for the years 1s and 2s, we're typically getting them to aim for things. So it might be that for this one we've already sent this real lesson out, and it was a bit of 10-pin bowling. So fill up some water bottles, however many you've got, half fill them, and then set them up in a pyramid. And now you need to use your underarm throw or bowl technique to try and knock down as many as you can during that game. So now they're actually working hard competitively to apply that technique in some form of competition. So that's what we class as skill application. And then we would just upload a video demonstration of us talking through how to set it up and how to complete that task. And you can do any number of those. You can do 1, 2, 3 of them. It's really up to you about what scope you have and how long you have each day to teach your lessons. So yeah, put in a skill application, and it's meant to be a little bit of fun for them to actually apply what they've just learned. The last thing we do then is a beat the teacher. This is usually removed from the content of the lesson. This is meant to be a bit of fun, something which they can do at any time during the day, any time during the week, but something measurable. And we get a lot of our ideas from, I think, the YouTube channels Do Perfect, or the Ultimate Throws or Ultimate Frisbee guys, where you can watch lots of them. They've obviously taken 1,000 attempts to actually try and get that one shot. But when they do get that shot, it's quite impressive. So we work under that premise of setting up some form of challenge. So at the moment, especially during isolation, there's lots of these toilet roll kick-ups or press-up challenge or whatever it might be. But we would just film one of the team trying to do a challenge, and we would do it semi-well, and then put that video into this slide so then the children can then watch it, get the idea of how they need to actually complete the task, and then give it a go. And hopefully, if it's the right sort of task, it's going to keep them intrigued and it's going to keep them working hard to either try and beat the teacher, but then we also offer out like virtual certificates or shout outs and compliments on the Seesaw platform that we use, which is how we interact with the students. It's social media for schools basically. So we can actually share a post to all of the students in their class or year, depending on who it was, saying, well done, so-and-so's sent in this video, and this is them beating the teacher. So it's just another way to increase intrigue in the subject, really. And that's it. They're the 4 different parts to it. The Wushu, just to hook them in, to get them warmed up and moving, to get that activity levels up. Skill acquisition, that's what we would normally do in school. So we just film the demonstrations and talk that we would normally give and set them off with that. Then there would be the actual application of that learned skill for them to judge how well they are doing. And then finally that beat the teacher. Just a little bit of fun to hopefully run throughout the week before we set the new one on the next day or the next start of the week, for them to try the new one out as well. And that's it really. So those 4 parts. I hope you found that of use, be it teacher, parent, or whoever you are. Feel free to leave any comments about, any questions on how exactly to do this, or maybe share what you're doing as well. But obviously, feel free to share this video around to people that you think might need it as well. So yeah, all the best, stay safe.